concept about Japanese culture will help grow Islam in Japan. Japan is home to one of the highest high context cultures in the entire world. And unfortunately, our lack of understanding about this high context culture is often what ends up hurting us. In this video, I'll be talking about a few of the main things that really guide society in Japan and what that means for us as Muslims living here. At the core of all of Japanese culture is the main value harmony, or in Japanese, wa, meaning that harmony is valued over things like freedom, which might be the highest value in American society. Group harmony, things going as they're supposed to go, things moving, progressing, and running how they're supposed to run, is the glue that holds Japanese society together. But today, I'm not here to talk about harmony. I'm here to talk about a different concept, haji. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about haji. It doesn't have a great English translation, but it's often translated as shame. If harmony is the king of Japan, then haji is the law enforcement. When you get the main social value as harmony and then this concept of haji, this social shame, it combines for a very powerful social pressure. Now, of course, haji is not the only thing that guides Japanese people's actions, but it does play a big part. And in this video, we're just going to focus in on that one thing. Haji is a big reason why Japanese people will not cross the street on a red light, even if there's obviously no cars coming. What if someone saw you breaking the rules? How would that reflect on your family? In Japan, even just upholding the appearance of harmony is so highly regarded that the amount of shame it would bring upon your in-group, your family, your company, your school, your community, your apartment complex, whatever it is, would just be too much. There's so much social pressure in place to be respectful of the social harmony. So what is the result of this? Well, two things come to mind, especially when we're talking about the growth of Islam in Japan. Number one, the individual always represents the group. So that means that if one uneducated, disrespectful Muslim decides to smash a Shinto temple in Japan, then the rest of us Muslims living in Japan will have to bear the burden of that idiocy for the rest of eternity. The second thing that comes to mind is one of the most common reasons that I hear for Japanese people not becoming Muslim. They don't need Islam or God to be well behaved. They don't need it for there to be a safe society. They don't need it for people to treat each other well. Now, it's not only haji that is guiding this good behavior, but it's a part of it. In one way, I guess you could look at haji as kind of a taqwa and nas instead of taqwa Allah. So what do these 2 points mean? Well, it means that even if you're a tourist, the one represents the whole. That means however you act is going to reflect on all of the Muslims living here in Japan, but also in the rest of the world. In Japan, you represent Islam. You are Islam. So we need to make sure that our actions and our words actually represent Islam. You see, Japan is not going to turn to Islam because of a pamphlet or a booklet that you passed out to them, or you quoting the Quran, or even talking about the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Japan is not going to embrace Islam because you argued all of the logical proofs and all of the scientific proofs found within the Quran. However, Japan might accept Islam because of your smile, because of your kindness, because of your generosity, because of your thoughtfulness, because of your open-mindedness. Because you see, this works both ways. One bad Muslim might end up representing all of us, but one good Muslim can represent us all as well. So the only reason that Islam has not really spread in Japan, well, I've kind of already spelled it out in black and white. Now, this is just one element of a very complex culture. So I don't want you to think that this is the only thing that's running through Japanese people's minds and the only thing that guides their actions. It's not. However, I hope it does illustrate a point that if we all really want Islam to succeed here in Japan, we necessarily need to learn the Japanese language. We need to understand the Japanese culture better so that we're able to show them the true beauty of Islam. You see, if the Japanese people were able to see Islam for what it truly is, I honestly believe that there's no other culture in the world that is more compatible with Islam. Earlier in the video, I talked about the people of Japan having a sort of taqwa and nas. Now, if they could replace this fear of human beings with taqwa Allah, then The way society works doesn't necessarily have to change at all. Japan can continue being itself. It's just instead of doing the things that it's doing, being good for the sake of others, being good for the sake of Allah. The Japanese culture doesn't change, but what it will do instead is it will free Japanese people who feel overwhelmed and overburdened by the social pressures in Japan. Becoming Muslim is something that's very freeing. Instead of fearing what other people think, you start to fear what the Creator thinks. This in no way conflicts with how things work in the Japanese culture. And if anything, it takes the disciplined and well-behaved people of Japan and simply releases them from a burden while giving them something greater. But before we can even get to the point of explaining that or expressing that to Japan, we need to change the image of Islam. And at the moment, we're not doing so well. So, if we really want to see an Islamic Japan in the future, then the ball is in our court.